All right. We are live here. Just so we're aware, we don't usually do this. We don't know if anybody's going to be joining us. But there is breaking news right now coming out of Mets camp. And we don't do breaking news. We're not a news source by any stretch of the imagination. However, it has been now reported by Anthony DiComo he's a beat writer for MLB.com. He covers the New York Mets. But it is being reported that Max Scherzer will be out 6 to 8 weeks with an oblique injury. According to this, it is a moderate to high grade oblique strain. 6 to 8 weeks is the return table for him. What this means is no matter what, you're looking at no DeGrom and no Scherzer until at least July.
Yeah, so 6 to 8 weeks, but that's barring any setbacks. I don't want to be the negative Nancy in this situation, but when you're dealing with an oblique, this is something that might linger all the way into offseason, the way I'm looking at it. Scherzer is a dog, and we understand he's pitched through situations deep into games in the postseason with the back spasms. I talked about it on the Daily Show, but I'm not sure 6 to 8 weeks that's a little optimistic for me at this point.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a really unfortunate news for Mets fans because, look, you saw DeGrom go down, and obviously, and who else is down? Tyler McGill's down. He's still down. According to Joe DeMayo, friend of mine, he covers the Mets as well. The Mets are going to have to now rely on David Peterson, Trevor Williams, and Thomas Szypucki in the replacement for this loss. And it's too early. What they're saying is it's way too early to start calling teams for a trade. Like, you can't really hit the panic button right now, right?
Well, you mentioned 3 guys, but right now they're really without. They're in need of 2 starters because they still have Carlos Carrasco.
Mm-hmm.
They still have Taijuan Walker, and they still have Bassett, who Bassett's pitching right now. He's not doing great, but Bassett has been good for them this season. So they still do have 3 solid starters. I don't think the Mets season is lost just yet. It all depends on what's going to happen with Jacob deGrom. This morning, we read reports that Brandon Tierney, I don't know if he was just trying to ruffle feathers, that Brandon Tierney was reporting that Jacob deGrom might be out for the entire season. But that's on the heels of a report that came out just 2 days ago and into yesterday where the Mets GM came out and said that Jacob deGrom was healing fine. I actually able to switch it up so we let people know.
So Jacob deGrom now, not so much per se ahead of schedule by any stretch, but according to what we're learning here is that Jacob deGrom is healing, according to the GM.
I do have the quote too, which I'll read right here.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, we're pleased with what we saw Monday. That was good. I was happy to get that news Monday night. He's going to get to move back further and throw harder, and that's a good thing. So if he's moving back and he's starting to throw and things like that, and he's playing catch, obviously it's not as bad as everybody's anticipating. And I say everybody, meaning Yankee fans that are hopeful that deGrom will be out for an extended period.
I mean, why are Yankee fans excited? I don't mind it,
but I don't want him to be hurt for an extended period. But it is fun to rag on the Mets fans. That's really what my only personal gain out of this whole situation is. It is fun to see them reeling because right now, if I'm a Mets fan, I don't want to say the season is lost yet, but you have to have this collective feeling amongst Mets Nation right now that here we go again. We finally we had things going, and it's only mid-May. And Nick Shine brought it up in the comments. How you doing, buddy? That it's only mid-May, and the Mets are way ahead of schedule as far as things collapsing on
absolute collapse. I mean, it's definitely defeating to be a Mets fan. I've texted my dad already, make sure he's okay. I did tweet out to say, like, hug your Mets fan friends because right now they're not well. With this new report, if you're just joining us, Max Scherzer out 6 to 8 weeks with a moderate to high grade oblique strain. 6 to 8 weeks. You're looking at 2 months of worth, and that's like you said, no setbacks. He felt a little bit of a pinch here in this first rehab thing.
Obviously, you don't want to hear any type of injury with a pitcher, but an oblique in baseball in general, that's the injury that tends to linger. And 6 to 8 weeks, that's obviously an optimistic timetable right now because I've had a tweak in my oblique for the last 7 years, and I'm not even joking. Right. Honestly, every time I reach for something, I got a pain in my oblique, and they're calling it an internal. They're using words that you don't typically hear when you're hearing oblique strain. It's like an oblique strain is an oblique strain. So mild to grade 1, or no, they're saying it's the most serious it could be without it being a complete tear
is high grade. Is that
high grade? Yeah, high grade is definitely not a good
for
situation.
a guy that throws as hard as Max Scherzer does, man? This is big news.
The same.
What a setback.
This is a very similar timetable that they gave to Aaron Judge 2 years ago or a couple years back when he dealt with the oblique.
And that's a guy swinging violently at all times. So this is the same
kind of
thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I mean, obviously, not much to say about it. We just wanted to jump on. We don't typically do this, but we were sitting in there watching the Yankees in the lobby doing some work, and all of a sudden we get the text. Actually, shout out to Toast, who is in our group chat. He's the one who came out of nowhere and said that Mad Max out 6 to 8 weeks. That's a big blow.
Chris Payne, when the lights go on, baby, I ignore all the bullshit. I'm just like Mad Max, bro. So you're talking shit that when I'm going to tackle a pro running back with a 7-year oblique strain, absolutely, 100%. I haven't had a full glass of water in about 7 years either, so that might explain the oblique strain, the ongoing oblique strain.
So anyway, we want to thank you for joining us. You can tune into the Chop Sports Daily every day at 11 o'clock Eastern. Me and Gooch go live. We have a fully produced show each and every day. Just this happened. We're just, you know what?
I can't tell if this is somebody that's like talking tongue in cheek because it's a Facebook user.
All of a sudden, we're beat writers now?
They don't know how to. No, their favorite. Oh, snap, my favorite beat writers. Now, are you poking fun or are you actually saying that you like our writing? Because I haven't written a thing.
I haven't written an article in a very long time. And the last time I did that was for the Cowboys Wire once upon a time. But again,
I don't even text people back.
Oh, it's Scoop.
Let alone write.
It's Scoop. Well, thanks for joining us on YouTube like we asked you to, Scoop. We appreciate you. But anyway, keep talking. I have 3 hours left of work, Chris Payne. No, this is just a report. Again, just joining us.
We're testing things out.
Yeah, we're testing out the fact that how fat we're like a pit crew in here, by the way. We were like, you want to do it? Yeah. Okay, go. And I like set up the studio. He was doing the graphic. We're on here talking about it. It's unfortunate. Max Scherzer out 6 days.
So we're not sure if you're going to expect to see more of these little live things or if we're going to just reevaluate how we do this. And
I mean, look, we're not news people.
Yeah, we're not
news people. So,
but something like this, I think, is worth talking about, worth jumping on. How you doing? How you doing, Ash? I'll see you very soon. But yeah, it's worth talking about, and let us know what you guys thought, I guess.
Yeah, in the comments when this is over, let us know if you think the Mets are going to be okay, because as of right now, sure, they're hitting the ball and they're doing work on the offensive side of things, but on the defensive side and the pitching now, you got to wonder if the loss of Max Scherzer and already losing Jacob deGrom and McGill being hurt, can Bassett and company hold down the fort for as long as they have to.
Tried to pour a little cold water on the Mets' demise on the Daily Show earlier, but this was before the 6 to 8 week oblique strain. Now this is definitely worst case scenario as far as this injury goes and what we saw yesterday. Worst case scenario, no doubt about it. So trending down towards the Mets collapse 100%. Or actually, I'm trending up towards it because I'm kind of pulling for it.
I mean, I don't. I don't pull for any collapses, especially like I said, I got too many people in my life that love the Mets. So it's like, I texted my dad, his response, unreal. Like he is just beside himself right now. It's every year something like this happens. This team, look, now my question is this before we get out of here, like, do you feel that a guy like Steve Cohen, Uncle Stevie, do you think he pulls out all the stops and gets something or puts something together right now, knowing the next 2 months he's without 1 and 2?
Yes. I don't think that he does something just
there's no free agents out there, right?
Like, there's nobody that's signable right now that's going to
Trevor Bauer
and help right away. Well, Trevor Bauer is suspended.
I understand.
But there's nobody that's attainable in that regard. But Stevie did come out and he's been saying things like, or I don't know if he came out and said, or this is just reports of that he's willing to eat certain big contracts on other teams like a Jason Hayward or to get a usable player from the Cubs. So situations like that where the Cubs are desperate to get rid of the Jason Hayward contract.
I tell you
the Mets are willing to eat some of this bad player money. And this is a formula that very seldom do teams use this. And it's the very clear path towards winning.
Call your boy Lodolo from the Reds. They don't have a prayer. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but there's too many years left under control. He's not a candidate for that. And honestly, that's not the fix anyway. They need a vet.
Okay. So anyway, if you're just joining us, like I said, Max Scherzer out 6 to 8 weeks being reported by Anthony DiComo on Twitter. And of course, we'll give Toast the credit because he's the one who kind of broke the news to us. And the Mets are in trouble.
So yeah, if you're new here, like Scoop is apparently new here, please subscribe to the video or subscribe to the channel, like the video, and make sure you hit the notification scoop, so you get the notification
Yeah,
bell
it's a
when
little
we
bell.
do go
Little
live.
bell
So
right on top.
all those good things. We appreciate you guys for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, we'll
11
go
a.m.
over this. We'll have some more answers. And yeah, so Sturch, Gooch, see you tomorrow.